I'm Zach. And I'm also Zach. And we're going for a drive. Minivans, a seat reviewer's dream. And you want to know why? 7 seats. I'm Zach. Welcome to Typical Seat Assessments, the dominant force in seat reviews on YouTube. Let's take a look at a 2013 Toyota Sienna. So let's start with the big one, the driver's seat. So what have we here? We have a cloth-trimmed Toyota seat. It's very much like the one in the Prius, but it has a few more adjustments, and they're electric actually. We have forward and backwards. We have up and down. We've got a back thing, and we have electric lumbar support for the first time, which I actually don't like, but to each their own. All right, so now we're in the passenger seat, and we take a look, and it's very comfortable. It is almost as comfortable as the driver's seat. The only major difference between the passenger and driver's seat in this particular vehicle is that the passenger seat has all manual adjust, and it actually is a little bit less manual adjust. I believe I only get tilt and forward and back, but it is still pretty comfortable. You get these seatbelt up and down thingies. These are always useful. And if you get into a crash, you got an airbag here and an airbag right here. Driver also gets a knee airbag, but I don't believe the passenger does in this particular car. So fun times. Now on to the many seats in the back. And now we get onto the party piece of a minivan, which is the many multitude of back seats. This particular model is a 7-seater, which means 2 seats in the front, 5 seats in the back. I'm sitting in the left middle row seat right now, and it is very comfortable. I've actually spent probably thousands of miles back here for various road trips. If we also jump cut over to the other seat, we find it's equally comfortable and equally well suited. The only major difference is you have a seatbelt on this side. Also, one weird thing about this van, it is actually an 8-passenger version. It has a center seat, but the center seat's about that wide, maybe 1.5 feet wide. So it's pretty much useless. So anyway, now let's take a look at the seats in the back. Third row room is a little bit lacking. I can fit back here, but it's not the most comfortable. My roof starts to touch the framing in the back of the roof right here. What we do have is you get your own climate vents, and that applies to all 4 back seats. Well, the 4 outer back seats, middle guy gets kind of fucked. Middle one, you got a seat belt that rolls down from the center. Side ones get their own seat belts. You get these nice little cubby holes for things. Get 4 cup holders, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cup holders in the Toyota Sienna. That would make Doug DeMuro proud. All it is a bog standard mid-trim minivan from 7 years ago, but it works totally fine. We need our Industry Standard Legroom Test. Time for our first 3-row Industry Standard Legroom Test, because this is our first 3-row vehicle in the program. So first, let's get the driver's seat in my normal position, which is right about here. This is as far back as it goes, which is typical for me. I'm very comfortable. The people behind me, now let's see how they suit. So the people behind me will also be very comfortable. This second row actually goes a fair bit back, but when you do that, you actually lose most of the legroom for the 3rd row. So let's set this to more than a normal passenger car, but still slightly less than you would typically have in a minivan. Let's stick with this. This is being comfortable in the 2nd row of a Toyota Sienna. Let's check out the 3rd row. I'm getting questioned by everyone today. I won't. You're good. Have a good one. 2 very nice people that just walked by, slightly questioning. Right, so now we are in the 3rd row of the Sienna, right behind the 2nd row seat, and I'll be honest, I am not super comfortable back here. My big problem here is knee room, but however, if I did scoot the 2nd row seat up, which I can do, that should be enough. I'm more comfortable, and I'm also fitting in the 3rd row. These seats, these are the cup holders I mentioned. You get your little storage on both sides. And if we look at the 2nd row, I've got even more legroom than in the 3rd row. So we're gonna call that a legroom test pass. And there's my neighbor. Morning. All right, that's it for our 2013 Toyota Sienna review. If you like this video, please do the generic YouTube things of liking and subscribing for more seats like this. Anyway, I've been Zach, and you've been watching Typical Seat Assessments. Hasta luego.